This is the M-Balm effect. M-Balm.
Look at this guy. What the hell happened to his eye? He looks insane.
Omen.
I will tell my son this. You better make sure she comes.
Ghost.
It's like going back to context with Tomb Raider.
Austin Dash.
Eat you alive. Have you not seen Mermaid?
Andrea.
He called her over to use her body to masturbate himself.
Streaming live from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and the embalmeffect.com. The M-Balm effect starts now.
Yo, what is going on? Welcome to the M-Balm Effect. I'm here live in studio in the ROC, baby! Alongside here from West Virginia, Sean, the podcast host of Sitting with Sean. He is here live with me as well. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yeah, we're doing all right over here, man. It's the first time we're doing a remote session here on the M-Balm Effect. You're going to be our first guinea pig for the first time ever. So
Fuck
there
it,
you have
let's do it.
Yeah, well, fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
As the kids, yeah on, man. I know this is I know this was like a little quick on the cuff thing here, a little impromptu because you know we kind of had the idea of doing it, but here we are.
Here we are. What better time than now?
A better time than now, man. So for those of you who don't know, Sean and I have we've been I was on his show at one point in time when he first started. You've been doing this for what, a year now?
Just about. Almost a year. I love it. I'm having a blast.
Good, man. I know you got a lot of different guests on your show already, and it's been pretty crazy on there for you.
It's been a wild fucking ride, man. I'll tell you that. Wild ride.
Yeah, it has. Well, it's always good to see other people do their thing, man. But I'll tell you what, man. You're gonna be our first guest here on the show remotely, and that's gonna be a huge thing because now we've been doing this for almost 4 years now. April will mark our 4th year, so it's gonna be a fun time.
Hell yeah! It's always good to change up things a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and you've seen our show, so I'm pretty sure you know some of the content that we hold on this show, and it goes hand in hand with the craziness that happens here. So
Fucking crazy.
fucking crazy. So you and I we met through Jukebox Ginger. We were on a Clash of the Casters episode with him and a few other people. You were one of the people on there, and we talked about, I believe, religion and all that.
Yep. Religion and spirituality.
Spirituality, religion, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you were like, "Hey, man, I want to do this too. I want to start a show." And that was pretty cool, man, because at that point in time, you didn't have a show, and then you really started making moves.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I kind of always had the inspiration to want to have a show, but I didn't have the right push, right motivation behind me. And then, you and Jukebox really kind of were like the kick in the ass that I needed to get it started. And I had no idea what I was going to do. And next thing I know, you guys are helping coach, mentor, and train me into what I'm doing now. So I just want to right off the bat say thank you. You set in motion what I'm doing now.
No, absolutely, man. And you know what? It's a good thing to see because I know some people that, they talk about it, they don't do it. And then unfortunately, they don't follow through with that. And that creates a problem because, they want to do it, but they just don't feel like they can. And maybe it's the equipment. Maybe it's the content that they have to plan on doing. But at the end of the day, you just got to do it. Doesn't matter if you have cheap microphones like we had at the beginning of it, or if you have maybe a webcam. It doesn't matter. Just get started. It's a beautiful thing to see yourself go from point A to point B.
You will never know how good you are or how shit you are at something until you actually do it.
Oh, absolutely. And dude, look, I started this show back in 2019 with nothing but a mobile phone camera and a tripod, and a recording of a guy who was belligerently drunk, just doing all kinds of different things at a bar. Yeah. And now look what we've come to.
Right. I started out and I was just like this scared ass little dude on the screen with no headphones, a small little boom microphone. And I was, doing my thing. And here I am, not too far removed from that scenario, but still nonetheless making content and enjoying myself, man.
Yeah, and that's just it, man. That's the key point, is enjoying yourself. Now, I know I have a little bit of a different setup here than a lot of the other guys. We have a studio. We have people in studio usually. We're doing our thing here in studio. We have special guests that come in, like bands from here in Rochester, New York. And then now it's like, now we're starting this. This is what I want to start doing more of, because, throughout the week, we do our shows Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then I would like to get some of these in. Now, this is the very first edition of Cybergasm, because this is a cyber show. You're remote. We're having some Cybergasm moments, and you gotta get pumped up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean knows what this is about, so he's already been filled in on what happens here.
I know. I've got the secrets.
Now, Sean, you've gone. So your show is basically talking about mental health awareness. You've talked to a lot of different guests. Give a little insight on what you've been doing here with your show.
Okay, so my show originally started out as more along the lines of mental health and addiction recovery, because I myself am in recovery, been sober for over 3 years now, and it is the best choice that I made in my life. Not saying that's for everybody, but for me, I know that I can't, I can't drink or use a substance because I turn into a shit human being. I'm that typical guy. So I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to highlight people who have gone through it, and they're on the back end, and they're really looking back at their life and able to tell their story and relate, and just to show that, like, the human experience and the human aspect of us is more of the fighter than what we really do know about ourselves. And then I have Extraordinary, where it highlights humans that have gone from, living a normal life to doing some extraordinary, crazy shit. And I really enjoy when I hear that people have changed their life and enjoyed their life and starting to do things that they love. Because if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I just started a late night live with Sean, kind of stepping away from that realm. Not saying that I'm completely done with the mental health and addiction stuff or the extraordinary stuff, but I wanted to get a different side of me and not get stagnant and not get stale. So, that's what I do. We do late night live. I just started last night, and we're going to be bringing on guests, and you're going to see a different side of me than you haven't seen before.
And that's the cool part of it is that you're not just staying stagnant. You're not just doing one thing. You're doing it all. You're doing things that you feel is best for you. That's your style. That's the way you're going to keep growing. That's the way you're going to keep evolving. Now, that's exactly what we do here on this show. As you can see, you can go from like 2021 to 2020 to 2019 to even last year in 2022. Add them all together, and then you look forward to now, here in 2023. We've already started with a new intro. We have a new co-host. She's been amazing. Angie's great. She started off as a longtime listener of the M-Balm Effect. She knew what the whole show's content was about. She knew the jokes. She knew all the stuff. And she feels comfortable coming in here and joking with us, the guys. And we needed that aspect, because sometimes it's like, okay, we have 4 dudes in one room, and it gets kind of hectic sometimes, but I like the female aspect of it too, because without that, you don't get the full effect here. And, we tried it in the past before, but unfortunately there was some different things that were happening behind the scenes, and some of our longtime listeners might know what happened there and all that. But at the end of the day, we've done a lot of growing. We've done a lot of evolving. Now, this is one step forward, is having someone that's remotely away from us. You're in West Virginia, and here we are doing this now. And I'm in the Rochester area in New York, and it's good to hear your story, man. Like, you've come a long way in just 1 year's time. Just keep it up, man, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I feel like if you start to stay stagnant, or you get stagnant, you get comfortable, then you're never going to progress or be able to level up to that next level that you need to be at.
Absolutely. And now, like, with you getting into different sides of things, different shows and all that, what's your next plan of action? Are you going to work on your production side more? Are you getting new gear? What's your next plan for the 2023?
So my next plan is to actually start working and figure out editing, because I'm absolutely shit at editing. I love the authenticity of things, but I've noticed a lot of my content gets not necessarily dull in the middle, but there's lags in the video. some of my guests might have some outside influence that impacts the recording, and I don't want to put that out there. I mean, I love the authenticity, but there we got to move things along. We got to keep them flowing. We can't just have it sit there in a lull for like 30, 60, 90 seconds and then be like, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, like, let's speed this up. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going.
Right. And that comes along with time too, man. Like at first I didn't have a mixer in this place. We were just doing it through USB microphones, and that was a crappy quality. And it eventually got to the point where I was like, you know what, let's level it up. The production side of it, the editing. And, I got started in editing back in 2004, 2005 with video editing and all that. So I carried that over to this too. And not for nothing, but, if you have any questions, come ask your guy over here, the M-Balm. I can help you out, man.
I will always ask. My biggest issue that I have is saying that I need help with something, right? I think that we all, as men, we all have that problem asking for help and then receiving that help. So for me, yeah, I just got to get past my fucking head and be like, people are going to help me out when I need help.
Yeah. And that's just it, man. We go to a store, we go to Lowe's or whatever, and then we're like, I don't know where the hell this thing is. Where is it? And we go to the guy over here, and he works here, right? But we just go, you know what? I'm not even going to ask this fucking guy. I'll look like a stupid idiot if I ask this guy. But really, in reality, we don't. We're just normal human beings trying to figure it out.
I get the wrong goddamn thing just so I don't look like a bitch.
The guy goes in for a piece of pipe, and he walks out with a fucking toilet.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't even phase him that he just spent more money for nothing. Doesn't even need a goddamn toilet in his house. Nah, he just gets it.
Yeah, he'll sit it there. It'll be his golden throne. He'll spray paint that shit gold.
Every time.
Every time.
Freaking time. Well, we will get into more stuff about you because we have a lot of different things to talk about. I know you've actually come from Anchorage. Was it Anchorage, Alaska?
Yep. Yeah.
And now you live completely somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually moved back to where I grew up at. I'm originally from the Sharpsburg area, which, if you guys know history, American Civil War history, that's where the Battle of Antietam happened. I grew up here in this area, joined the Army, moved across the globe, and then ended up medically retiring out of the Army in Anchorage, Alaska. I met my soon-to-be ex-wife there. And next thing I know, like, I'm staying there, and I was there for a cumulative of almost 5 years. And some things happened, some things fell through, and I'm back here, and I fucking love it. It's peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, you literally picked yourself up from a completely different side of the country. I mean, you were literally like all the way out in the Arctic world, right? You got a different time zone. You're dealing with more cold than ever before. And now you've not only had a different change of life, as in like you're separated from your ex-wife and all that, but now you have to deal with the side effects of new time zone. You're in the Eastern time zone. What is it, 254 where you are right now?
Yeah, it's 254.
Exactly. And that's what it is here. Now, when we did the other episode when you were still in Alaska, we were in a completely different like span of time, which was crazy to think.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Just looking and when I have guests, I have to put that time zone in. I have to remember, like, I'm not 4 hours behind East Coast. I'm 4 hours ahead of East Coast. So yeah, the time zone difference is crazy. And then on top of that, picking myself up and building myself back up from the ground up. This ain't the first time that I've done it, but this is the first time that I've done it in this mindset that I'm in.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it, man. It's about mindset. I mean, you're going to be fine. I know a lot of things are life altering, and some people, they always say you can always tell what happens, or a person's character when it happens to them when they get punched in the face. Well, this was life punching you in the face, and you're not taking it like a bitch. You're taking it like a man. You've stepped it up. You keep doing the shows, and everything seems to be going in a better direction for you, for sure.
Yeah, it punched me in the face and then kicked me in the dick when I was down.
Well, that's just it. That's what life does. The people say, oh, when life hands you lemons. No. When life kicks you in the balls, it's not about lemons anymore.
No. When life kicks you in the balls, that's when it determines like what kind of human being you are. Are you going to pick yourself up and continue on and make a new path for yourself? Or are you going to lay down and take it and continue to let life kick you in the balls until you say, I've had enough?
Well, Sean, some people pay extra for women to walk on their nuts.
Yeah, and to get shit on, dude.
hey, you know what? Everyone has their kink, right? Everybody's got their style of things. And it's just like this show. I know everybody does things a little differently. And I'm a little eccentric when it comes to being a host of the show. And, you know, I might be a little shy and timid on your show or maybe even Jukeboxes. But when it's this show, I'm a little wired up here. You know, I'm a little different than other people.
Go all the fuck the way out.
Yeah, every time. And it's like when I went to Kansas City, right? I go to Kansas City. Now, mind you, we have a whole group of podcasters from around the country, if not the world. And the first fucking guy I meet isn't even the guy that's here in Rochester, New York, which is Joaquin from Insensitive Culture. No, it's fucking Jukebox Ginger, the guy who lives in the Midwest, not anywhere near me. And I meet him in person first, and we do a collaborative show first, and it's crazy. But then eventually, months down the road, which was just last week, I did a show with Insensitive Culture and Joaquin, and it was a fun time. And let me tell you something, it adds a different element for sure.
Yeah, it does. You know, and I didn't, when I first started this, I didn't realize like how collaborative the podcasting community was, right? I thought it was super competitive, but it's really just a bunch of dudes and chicks that want to get their message out there and want to get other people's message out there. It's fucking great.
And that's just it. There are people, and I've seen it. There are literally people out there that run a podcast and say, nah, I won't work with that guy. I won't work with anybody else but my show because it's all about me and they're my rivals and that's all they care about. And I've seen bands do the same thing. They won't play shows with certain bands because they're rivals. And I look at it this way. You know what? I'd rather support everyone and keep it that way because you'd rather lift each other up instead of pissing on each other and saying, oh, no, you guys are or you're my enemy. It's like, no, we're not enemies. We're friends. We're family. We got to make it happen. And that's the way it should be. You
should be building your community up instead of stomping on it. And that's kind of productive to everybody, right? If you're getting ahead and you're not pulling other people ahead with you, it's bullshit.
Oh, absolutely. You can't sit there and be that kind of person. You have to be helpful. And that's why I always tell people on the chat and all that stuff. I'm like, listen, if you got any editing ideas or if you need a new intro idea, just come to me, man, because I feel like I got that under lock and key. I can help out. Bogart, who you guys just met, part of the Bogart podcast, Evan's great. You know, he just started up his podcast not long ago. He lives here in the Rochester area, a little bit on the outskirts, but he's here in the ROC, Bay. And I help him out. Yeah, see, he gets it. But like, no, and I helped him out. He asked me, he came to me about this idea, and I helped him out, and I'm going to help him further because the guy's starting his podcast, and why not show him the ropes? Been at this for 4 years, and I would rather help people out if I can.
Yeah. You got to teach them how to fish in order to feed a village.
Absolutely. I want to see everyone be successful doing their thing, and that's a nice part of it is, seeing the upgrades, like I was saying before. And that's the best part. But I'll tell you what, man, you know how this show goes, and this is no different for you either. The APB is fucking out.
Post Bulletin.
Now, if you're new to the show and you're watching just because of Sean, I'll tell you what. This show hosts all kinds of different segments, one of them being All Posts Bulletin. The APB is out. And the APB segment is, well, a bunch of shit on social media. Reddit, Facebook, Instagram. Nothing's safe here. Nothing has any safety to it. So I have two of them here for you that we're going to talk about today because that's what we do. All right, let's get this up here for you. Do you care about body count? I seem to see a lot of stuff floating around now where people are putting women down for a high body count and saying all men care about it. As a dude, I couldn't care less how many people a woman has slept with. Curious if many others are the same. Now, Sean, how do you feel about this, man?
I could give a fuck less, to be honest, right? Because I don't know everything, and I'm pretty sure they picked up some things along the way. So teach me what I don't know.
Well, you know what, man? I'll be honest with you. Body count and all that stuff. I know a lot of people are like, oh, women are sluts. It's like, yeah, but what about the dudes that have like 35, 40 women under their belt, right?
Oh, that makes 35 or 40. Oh, that's a low count.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if that's a low count to somebody, then God, I personally, I'm not in that range.
Yeah, dude. Like somebody asked me about body count. I was like, okay, like, what is yours? And they told me, and I said I was like, I feel bad because like you're a fucking virgin compared to me. and I left it at that. They're like, well, what is your body count? I was like, take whatever number you have in your brain, multiply it, and go. Apparently I had a name. I didn't know that.
Oh, you had a name. Oh God.
Yeah. When I was in Italy, I had a name, and I didn't fucking even know.
Well, speaking of Hawk, he says the higher the body count, the more experienced she is. 100.
Yes.
Well, you know
Yes.
what, man? I guess you can look at it that way. Yeah. Nothing wrong with experience. But to slut shame somebody because of whatever, everyone has a different walk of life, right?
Yeah.
So why are we shaming them for it? You know?
Exactly.
That's just it. People need to calm down on certain things and just enjoy things as it happens. You know?
Yes.
So that's just the way it's got to be. So now with that being said, we do have another one here, of course, because that's just what we do here. We don't just do one thing at a time here. We do things in multiples, like multiple orgasms, right? Multiple cybergasms. Yeah. Well, that's just it, you know. So let's start with this one. Let's end with this one, I should say.
All right.
Is it bad I imagine strangling people? Is it bad I imagine strangling people? I could just be sitting there when all of a sudden I'll think about something I hate about a person and imagine strangling them. It's almost like I can feel my hands around their neck. I can imagine the scenario perfectly. I have to fist my hands sometimes to try to stop myself from acting on it when that person is so close to me and easy to access. Is this bad? Now, Sean, what do you think about this one, man?
Man, so like I actually had this same exact fucking problem, okay? I went to my counselor and I was like, hey doc, is it a fucking problem that I envision hurting people? And he said, no, it's not, as long as you don't do it. So I don't think it's bad. I think it's a self-control thing, as long as you're not out there trying to murk motherfuckers with a hatchet.
Well, that's just it, man. I look at this and I go, okay, you know, I don't know what to think, because sometimes you get angry and you're like, I gotta punch this guy in the mouth, I gotta strangle this guy, you know. But this doesn't even seem to be from anger. This is more or less just out of curiosity, as this post makes it seem to be, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if it's curiosity, like I wonder what it would be like to watch somebody's life slip from their eyes. I think that's a little fucked up. That's like you're gonna start becoming a serial killer here soon, friend. Like, let's just calm the brakes.
Yeah, this is how Dexter got fucking started. You know, he had that traumatic experience as a 3-year-old, and then he's just like one day thinking about this. What's that feel like? You know what I'm saying? And the next thing
I wonder
you know,
what that be like.
Right, exactly. Then 100 and something people after the fact, and yeah. God, did you see the new season from last year?
I have not. I want to watch it.
I'm not going to give away the ending, but I will say that it's an interesting season for sure. Good show though. Dexter was a great series. Great series.
Yeah. It showed a pure psychotic side of a human being.
Yeah, no, it did, and that's just it. Like, you know, it really showed a side that I think people don't really think about. You know, you see all these NCIS, CIS, or whatever the hell it is, CSI. You see all those sides of it. It's from the law enforcement side, but then again, you have the other shows that show that side. So,
well, also that, and like it reminded me of American Psycho.
Yeah, that was how old is that movie?
Ah, God, what was it, like 94 when it was made?
Almost 94.
I don't know. It's something. Let me look it up. I don't think it was that old.
I don't know, man. It might be almost as old as I am. I don't know, but it's there's a lot of movies out there that I look at and I'm just like, wow, you know. 2000. Oh, that's jeez. Okay, so
dude,
that's
we're off.
Wow, that was way off. Yeah, that's definitely a way off moment. Yeah,
we're lost.
We fucked up. Yeah, we're lost
in
life, man. Yeah. Oh, well, it happens. It happens sometimes. Yeah. So I don't know if you watched. Did you tune in this past Saturday?
I did not.
Okay.
I was busy.
Well, there's I know we talked about it this past Saturday, but I got to talk to it with somebody else because I want to get your opinion on this for sure. Okay. So you've heard of the girl that's trapped in an 8-year-old's body, right?
Can't say that I have.
No. So this girl is trapped in an 8-year-old's body because of a condition she has, and now she's dating this guy. I think he's like 26. She's realistically 23. That's how old she really is. Do you think that makes that guy a creep at all?
A little bit, a little bit. It's like those people that are like in their 20s and 30s and like to wear diapers. Like, I mean, to each their own. To each their own. And I'm not judging you, but like, I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, literally, not gonna joke. There was a guy that one of our old co-hosts knew, and he would literally hire women to come and change his diaper, clean up after himself, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know about you, man, but I just, especially if that, he would go for not only like single chicks, he would go for women that are actually in relationships and stuff too. I don't know how I feel about, having your significant other go wipe up some grown man's ass and change his diaper.
And that's fucked up, man.
I just don't think that's appropriate. I mean,
Mm-mm.
no, because you know that guy, as a grown adult, he's doing that not because that's who he believes he is. He's doing it. He's got to be doing it for a sexual reason.
Yeah, and if you're shitting in your pants, homie, like, you got some problems.
Yeah, well, shit in your pants. I mean, some people shit in their pants when they watch this show and some of these comments come out of our mouths, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over.
You can't stop that. But if you're shitting in your pants for the enjoyment of it, like, come on, homie.
Why would anybody
Fix
want to?
yourself.
How could you enjoy soiling yourself? How does one do that? I just want to know.
I don't know, man. I think after time you would start to like smell because it would stay on your body for so long. You would start to absorb that odor.
Your skin just starts absorbing it, right? Your ass cheek skin. And
Yeah.
no matter how many times you scrub and shower and wash, it doesn't matter. You're going to smell like shit either way.
Yeah. It's like those motherfuckers that put deodorant on, don't shower for a while, just keep throwing that deodorant on.
Bro, let me tell you something. Back in high school, I think I knew a couple people like that, and it's not good. It's not good at all. They try to hide it. Like they got the Axe body spray in the locker room after a nice gym session, getting all sweaty, even though they haven't washed in a month, and they're just spraying themselves down with Axe body spray, and they walk out and think that they smell great, but little do they think they smell like garbage.
Take a fucking shower.
It's not hard. Now,
No.
oh God, I know we've spoken about this before on the show. I'm sure we have, but I overheard this conversation a few weeks ago at work, and let me get your take on this. So apparently there's people out there, specifically guys, who will take a shower but refuse to wash or scrub their legs or anything below. What do you think of that one?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point of even getting in the shower then? You just, okay, I'm going to wash my face. Maybe I'll skip the beard. I don't know. Who knows? But you forget to wash your legs? Your nasty ass feet? Like, come on, man. What's going on there?
Yeah. And on top of that, you could get a foot fungus from that shit? No.
Well, these dudes, then they wonder why they're having a hard time finding a date. And it's like, you look at them and like, dude, you look like you went on a binge for like 30 days straight without any shower, any water, anything at all. And then you wonder why you're having a hard time finding somebody to be with.
And you got to wash your dick and balls, man.
I'm sorry, but I don't think those guys are doing that. I think they're just rinsing it off with water. They're saying, okay, so when they say things like, "Oh, I don't scrub my legs, I don't do this," I think what they're saying is they don't scrub their third leg. You believe that, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then all kinds of funguses could happen in there. You get some Fermunda cheese, like, ugh.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants Fermunda cheese.
No, fuck no.
No, Fermunda cheese, no, not good.
I barely like dairy as it is.
Well, these guys must love dairy, especially the uncircumcised ones. The cheese just keeps growing and growing, and they're not showering properly. It's not good.
Wash your goddamn dick.
Please do the world a
Please.
favor. Don't sit in an elevator or stand in an elevator and let some poor guy or woman that did in the elevator with you smell your nastiness. Not good.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Nobody wants to smell your BO.
No, and oh God, I worked in a restaurant when I was 14, 15 years old. I just started my workforce time. You're 14, you get those little certificates that says, "Yay, I can work," and then you start working. Well, I was working in a restaurant here locally here in Rochester, right? And every so often in the morning, you'd get this guy. He would literally be wearing a flannel. Granted, He was homeless, and I know that's probably not the most PC word anymore. Homeless. Everything's what is it? Urban camper or something? Urban camping?
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like
Whatever.
that.
I can't even keep up with this stuff anymore. But anyways, this guy would come in, and he would as soon as he walked into the vestibule, not even in the actual building, but in the vestibule, you would smell absolute nothing but urine and BO and everything else in between those nastiness odors. It was gross, and it was something that you just think about, like, how does one, like, I understand, like, if you're homeless, but, like, you have people that aren't homeless that smell exactly like this guy. Now, that poor guy has a reason.
Yeah, I had an Air Force buddy of mine that used to be my roommate, and he'd walk in the front door. You're like, Jake's home.
You just knew automatically, like, oh, this guy's home.
Yeah, it smelled like BO compounded with cologne, compounded with like regrets and sorrow.
Can I ask you this? How about this? What do you think of cologne mixed in with that? Do you think it makes it smell better, or does it make it smell worse?
No, it taints the smell of the cologne, man. I'm a cologne connoisseur. Like, I used to fucking collect all kinds of cologne, and I would have a certain scent depending on where I would go, and it would only be applied after I got out of the shower, after I was dried off and everything like that. And so that really taints and that's a funny word to say.
You the taint.
Taint.
Yeah, you did.
It would congest the smell of the cologne. So it's literally like you took cologne, put it down in a mixing jar, and then you took shit and then like piss, and then you mixed it in and you just threw it in your body. It doesn't do anything for you.
No, it doesn't. You might as well just take a whole like bucket of this, whatever it is that you use. Would it be Axe body spray, or what's the other one there? Old Salt. What is it? I can't even remember. But anyways,
Old Spice.
Old Spice. Yeah, I was gonna say Old Salt for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe because it stings when you put it on. I don't know. Anyways, you take. Well, you had Bod. There was all kinds of different ones that they all went away eventually. But now I think it's Old Spice and Axe body spray these days, and they're like doing one of these. But anyways, it's like taking a bucket and just dipping your balls in there and thinking you just took a shower, and that's not how you do it.
No,
it's not. It's not at all.
Fuck no. That's something I would never do. You don't ever mix the smell of your BO with cologne, even after you've gone, to the gym, or you've gone on some cardio run, or you've had a long day and you just decide like, fuck it, I'm not showering tonight, which you should. Absolutely should. Even if you've been sweating all goddamn day or haven't done anything, shower your nasty ass.
Yeah.
Throw some goddamn cologne on if you're going out.
Yeah, you got to do it, because if you don't, it's just you're making everyone else's life miserable. And it's like alcohol. If you ever get sick from alcohol, apparently you just don't want to drink that alcohol anymore. Well, if you smell a certain smell that it normally smells good, and then all of a sudden now it's mixed in there with ball sweat and BO, you never want to even smell that ever again in your life. So
man, another smell that like being sober now that I can't stand, and it's not the smell of alcohol, it's the smell of the alcohol coming out of the pores. Right,
dude, the beer sweats.
Yeah, the beer sweats. Like, dude, like, getting close to somebody that has been drinking, they get the beer sweats. It's like, all right, man.
Yeah, you got to do something about that. Why would you let yourself come to that point where you just smell like nothing but a refinery, like a beer brewery mixed in with sweat? You don't want that.
No,
it's not good.
No, that's a smell that kind of like turns my stomach. And for a while, when I was drinking, Jack Daniels absolutely fucked me up. Like, if I would smell Jack, I would go to the toilet and throw up.
Yeah, you'd go right to the toilet, you'd throw up, and then you wouldn't touch it again, right? You would never even think about it. You wouldn't speak to anybody about Jack ever again.
Nope. I ended up being able to drink Jack later on, but I had to get over a hump. I don't know what the fucking hump was, but it did something to me.
Yeah, and it's just like, there's only been maybe a handful of times where I got sick from drinking, and needless to say, though, the things that I drank those nights, I never touched again. It wasn't like that for me, thankfully. But I could only count on 2 times that I have ever threw up from drinking. And of course, it's all my fault, because here I am mixing this and mixing that, and as you know, we drink on the show. We usually try to keep it tame, unless it was the Crass Mess edition of our show. But it is, we try to keep it under control, because not for nothing, but I've seen alcoholism. It's not good.
No.
It's never good.
No, it's not. And being a person that's on that side of the fence, like dealing with alcoholism, it's a fucking nightmare. Like everybody thinks that we're out here like enjoying ourselves, having a blast, getting fucked up and wasted, and then the next thing you know, like we're just doing it all over again. That's not the case at all.
Now, Sean, you've been sober for a while now. So what was the point where you said, I am done? I'm never picking up a bottle ever again. Like, this is the last straw. What was the last point for you?
I was in jail, and I'd gone to jail for an assault, and it was an alcohol-related incident. And I got to that point. I was sitting in jail, and I was just blaming everybody for my fucking problems. My wife is a problem because she could have, stopped me from drinking. My roommate's the problem. He could have stopped me from drinking. This other friend, he could have stopped me from drinking. And this old native man, living in Alaska, there's a huge native culture, huge native population. And this old native man, one of my cellmates, looked at me and he was like, they called me Viking in jail because I was like, I have a big ass beard, and he was like, Viking, shut the fuck up. And I was like, who the fuck is this old ass man telling me to shut the fuck up? And he was like, you created all your problems in your life. When you accept that, you're going to be fine. And at first, like I sat down and I was like, man, fuck him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know me. But I really started taking in what he said. At that point, I had been like 20 days sober. So like I still had the effects from the alcohol in my system, but I was able to, and coherent enough to like, be like, okay, this man, he actually makes a lot of sense. And so I had to take a long, hard look at myself in a mirror that I couldn't see myself in and be like, you did all this shit. You created all your problems in your life. And it's time to fix those fucking problems. And when I did that, when I came to that point, it was like this light clicked. And I call it the aha moment. For anybody who has that, I had an aha moment where it was like a moment of clarity for me.
Yeah. And like after that, you decided, okay, that's it. I'm changing things for the better. Like this is not going to happen again. I'm not going to be finding myself behind bars talking to this old guy ever again. That stuff changes today. And now you're the Sean Young of today, where you have a podcast or two, and you got the beard still, so that's growing out for you.
Well, actually, I cut my beard off. After I got out of jail. I started getting into recovery. I started working my program. One day I woke up, I was mad as fuck. I couldn't figure out why I was mad. I was like, I need a change. The only thing I could control was my hair and my beard. And I was like, I don't have a lot of hair on my head, so I'm just going to cut my fucking beard off. And I did. And I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, no, I got to grow it back. So I started growing it back. My beard is 3 years old now, as long as my recovery.
Oh, nice, man. See, well, that's the cool part of it now. You have a story behind that beard. And I don't know if you ever plan on getting rid of it or not, but now at least you can say, hey, this is the beard of length from when I started this journey.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a Christian, that, and I don't believe in the monotheistic version of God, but if I had to equate it, it would be like the Samson, right? Like Samson's strength was his hair. Mine is my beard.
Right. You got the beard and the pubes and everything else in between that hold the strength.
I shaved the pubes. Okay. We'll keep that on the down low.
Well, we'll tell the whole listeners what you do here. So they already know now. Everything's out there now.
Fuck.
Free balling here on the M-Balm effect. That's why you're having a cybergasm,
Yeah.
But I see you got your beard tied up. It's cool, man. Like, it's nice to have different. I like to evolve not only as like a show, but like as a person too. You know what I'm saying? You got to evolve the looks and change things up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Keep it Viking.
Yes. Skull. Yeah.
Skull.
I'm all out of coffee though, so I can't even do that for you.
I got my dip cup.
Yeah. What is that again?
I got my dip bottle.
Oh, I thought you said dick cup.
Yeah, I put my dick in this. You didn't know?
I don't know. Maybe some people do. I don't know what people do these days. There's a lot of things out there now that I don't understand, like litter boxes in bathrooms and people wearing tails. I don't know. Maybe some people like to fuck cups.
It's a new generation. It's a weird time to be alive.
Well, that's just it. Like, my wife and I are having a kid in August, and I don't know what the world's gonna look like when that kid's my age. You know what I mean? Like 30. So let's just put it that way. 32 years from now, I don't even know what's going to happen. Like this world might even implode by then. I don't know, man. It's scary out there.
Dude, it is scary being a parent in this day and age, man. Like, no joke. I have a biological daughter, man. Some of the fucking things that I hear that are happening to her
Yeah.
and just outside of Nashville, absolutely atrocious, would never fly. And when you and I were being raised.
Yeah. I know. And it's like, not for nothing, but even the school system's different now. And, you know, given in time, when our kid finally goes to school, like, what's that going to look like? And that's just, you know, in a matter of 5-6 years. Like,
Yeah.
what's that going to look like? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary to like think like, well, first off, it's scary to think I have a fucking 10-year-old biological daughter. Like, that's scary. I love
Yeah.
my daughter to death, but that's scary. Like in 8 short years, she's going to be out there living the life, and she's going to be out there learning how to be an adult. That's scary as fuck. But it's also scary, like seeing how smart she is and being like, I was smart as a kid, but I was also dumb as a fucking bag of rocks.
We all do dumb stuff once in a while, right?
Yeah, we do some really dumb shit as kids. And I'm not looking forward to the moment that she breaks an arm or a leg.
No, not at all, man. You don't want to do that. Like, not for nothing, but as teenagers, we threw ourselves against garbage cans, you know. And at that time, Jackass was huge. So like, we made these stupid videos, and we you know, we did things that might have hurt ourselves, and then we did stupid skits and stuff. And the cool thing about that, though, I look back at it and I'm like, okay, but I learned something throughout that time. I learned video editing, and that's a good takeaway from it.
Dude, I was into BMX and fucking skateboarding and inline skating when I was younger. And I got to this point, like now, like maybe a year or two ago, I was like, man, maybe I'll dabble in BMX again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, man, not happening. I am old. My body's breaking down. All I need to do is just hit my balls one more time on that seat, and I'm fucked.
And then that's it. No more kids for you. It's over.
I mean, you know, I'm cool with one and done. I don't want to be that 50, 60-year-old dad with a 10-year-old kid. Like, I wanted to be able to play, you know, throw baseball or football with a kid when I was younger. Now I don't want to deal with that.
That's just it. I even told my wife before we even had the kid come up at all. I was like, I don't want to be 40 starting out. I know I always said before I'm 30, I don't want any kids. You know, I just want to just go on through a life in my 20s, just doing whatever I got to do, and then we'll think about it. But now here we are. I'm going to be 32 next month, or this month. Wow, it's February already. Whoop-de-doo, God, forgot all about that. Yeah, no, and it works out perfectly. So now it's like, okay, we're at that point. It's happening. Things are coming along now. So
yeah, I don't want to be like trying to run after my kid and break a hip.
No. You don't want to go to elementary school, your kid's kindergarten class, and you look like old grandpa. And then you got the teacher going, are you the kid's grandpa? No, I'm the fucking dad.
Yeah, fuck you, lady.
I may be 80 years old, but I'm the kid's dad.
Fuck you, lady. I fucked your mom, okay?
Whoa. Shots fired? I think that's shots fired. I'm going to give it to him. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
He gets the shots fired. Yeah. Get the sound effects going.
I try to be nice to everybody, but at some point you just gotta you gotta take shots. You gotta do it.
Take shots? Oh, okay. I don't know where my shot glass is. So I know you can't. You can't take shots, but I can.
No.
I'm gonna come from my own home. Theoretically, don't do it. Don't do it. You got a good thing going for you, man.
We don't need to wreck the train.
No, we're not doing that. Then you'd have to shave the beard.
Yeah, then I gotta shave the beard.
That's the stipulation. You fuck up, you got to shave that beard.
Well, I was on TikTok live one night and I was explaining like because people are asking like, you know, how long is your beard and like how long have you been growing it and stuff like that. And I tell them, I'm like, this is the length of my sobriety. The day that you don't see me with a beard is the day that I've relapsed, and relapse isn't on the table for me.
No, I don't want to see that day. So keep the beard. Don't ever shave it, because that means bad things happened, and I don't want to hear things like that about Sean.
Well, if I can make it through what I just made it through sober, I think I can make it through fucking anything and be sober.
I think you can. Now, speaking of TikTok, you're on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd see the day where I would even dabble in TikTok, and I dabbled in TikTok for the show, and I gotta say it's got a decent algorithm enough where we can get a reach now for our content, and it's kind of scary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
TikTok is a beast in its own, right? I'm not in it for the algorithm or in it for the views or the followers. Like, I understand I have like 60 something thousand followers, but I'm not in it for that. I was in it originally for the message. And when you start losing why you started, then that's when you need to step away, reevaluate, and go back into it.
Absolutely. Annalise is on with us. She says, "Hi, M-Balm." Hi, Annalise. How are you? It's good to see you. I know this is kind of a weird time for the M-Balm effect to be on, but I would say that expect these middle of the week shows like this, because I'm actually enjoying this remote show. It's pretty dope. Not gonna lie. It's kind of like
fun.
it's the appetizer before the Saturday show. She says, "All okay." Absolutely.
It's the
I'm glad
mott
to hear.
sticks. It's the mott sticks before the main course.
It's the foreplay before the main course, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, bop, bop, bop it up. There it is. For those of you who are wondering right now, yes, you can grab one of these shirts. This is brand new. The M-Balm Effect. This podcast is dirty. This T-shirt is nice and comfortable. You can go grab yourself one at the mbalmeffect.com. Beavis and Butthead, please take it away for me. The M-Balm Effect. Oh yeah. This podcast is dirty. Yeah, you can grab one of those, again, at the mbalmeffect.com or the mbalmeffect.bigcartel.com, and you can grab one of these for only $24.99. So,
I'm going to be getting one.
dude, I'll be honest with you, this new distributor does amazing. This is the best shirt I've ever got made for our show, and I got to say, it's very comfortable. The quality's amazing, and this mug, they did a great job on this thing, too, and it's just, it's beautiful. Like, in person, it looks so much better. I don't even know how to explain it, but like,
it's badass. I'm about to step my foot into some merch too.
Dude, do it. I'll give you the deets on. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the stuff on the chat, so I would recommend going with the one Joaquin. It's definitely great.
Yeah, I'm gonna dabble in some merch. I've had people that are asking, you know, when are you having merch come out? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out.
Well, you know, you can't rush into things. I kind of did that with the first one. They were good at first, and then towards the end, the quality was kind of like, I don't know, man. I got a shirt that. Now the shirts that I was getting, I was putting them in the wash. Everything was fine. The last shirt I bought from this place, as a sample, I grabbed it. I was like, it was great. It turned out good. I put it in the wash. All it took was one wash, and it's like already looking like I own the thing for 15 years. And I'm like, what the hell happened here, man? And so I had to change things. I'm like, I'm not having our listeners wear garbage. That's our brand on it. And we don't do the low quality bullshit. Like, I want to make sure it's quality.
Yeah. You gotta feed your listeners and keep them interested with the merch, you know?
Absolutely. I want to do more giveaways this year. Maybe we can do some more giveaways. Obviously, as you can see right here, we have a phone line, 855 M-Balm 19, 855-622-5619. People, please call us. We would love to hear your soothing, wonderful, beautiful voices. Not just ours, but we want to hear yours.
Yeah. I like hearing voices. It's a turn on.
Well, it's not only a turn on, but it also means you might be schizophrenic. Who knows? It could be either or.
Well, it depends on the voice you hear.
That's a very hard one to answer, man. There's a lot of voices happening at once.
Yeah. And you got to shut them voices off.
You got to shut them off. It's like a switch. You know, that means it's like you're a synth in Fallout 4. You know, you're basically an android at that point.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah. You dabble in video games?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I definitely have my niche that I play. I mean, I know you hate that word niche, but
Niche.
niche. Yeah, for me, I find myself like I was never the gamer growing up. I played games growing up, but I was never like the avid gamer. And now I have an Xbox One that I play quite frequently. So, yeah.
What's your video game of choice you've been playing lately?
Minecraft, hands down. I've been playing it since the day it came out.
So you've been playing that for about, what, 11 years now? It's been out?
Yeah.
2012 was the year it came out?
Yep. I've been playing it through every update, and I get mad at the game, and I'll delete a world.
You just delete it all. You're like, fuck this thing. You know what? I need to start over. It's over.
I accidentally deleted a world. It started crying. Like, fucking shit you not. I was working on something, and I was like, oh, let me back it up. And so, like, I was so tired. I was going down to the thing, and it says copy world and delete. And I went down, boom, boom, boom. And I thought I hit the copy world, and it was Are you sure you want to delete it? And I thought it said copy, and I hit copy or I hit confirm, deleted it all. And I had so many hours put in that game. I was working on a project. I was so fucking mad. I started crying, and I was like, fuck this game, dude. Like, I put the controller down. I was like, fuck this game. I uninstalled the game. And then the next day I was like, I need to play Minecraft.
Oh my God. I'll be honest with you. You know, people that aren't video gamers, they don't understand the stress and anxiety it goes into when you lose a save. Or the worst case scenario is when your console or your PC shits the bed, all your stuff is gone. You've put in, I don't know how many, like the hours don't even rack up as hours anymore. They're days, if not weeks of time you spent into this. And then all of a sudden it's all gone in just a blink of an eye.
Yeah. So this is the second Xbox that I have. The first one that I had blew out on me. And that was maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And I thought I lost everything. Luckily, I had my hard drive, and it didn't affect the hard drive whatsoever, like my external. So all I did was transfer everything over, and it was all there. So I was super happy when I bought this thing, and I was able to play it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I got into PC gaming back when 2020, the COVID thing was happening, right before it was like huge. Well, actually, technically, it was May of 2020. I got that. I got the tower, and it's been the best investment in video gaming for me. But, you know, not for nothing, but I'm a modder. I love modding games. I get into the technical aspect where I like to change the game, and people make some great stuff. The quality of the content that people make is almost actually sometimes better than the actual video game programmers, which is it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Minecraft has a fuckload of mods that you can throw on there. And I've been watching this one that I've wanted to try. I'm not a console player whatsoever. And it's only on console because you can only get it on it. And it's called Better Minecraft. And they literally added so much to the game that it makes it so much better, so much more realistic, so enjoyable. And I watch these people on YouTube do it, and I'm like, fuck, I really want to play that.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, that game's been out since. Well, let's just put it this way: it's almost 10 years old this year. It'll be 10 years old in September, and everyone's like, "Oh, I love the online." I'm like, okay, and we talk about it a lot on the show because I think we're ready for Grand Theft Auto 6. Some of our most of us as fans want Grand Theft Auto 6, but at the end of the day, it's like the only way to really enjoy GTA 5 anymore for me is the mods. Mods are great. But they keep updating online, and then all of a sudden the freaking mods are gone because now they've updated it. That changes the folders around. There's certain things that people have to do in order to make it work again, and it's a headache. But us video gamers have a hard life sometimes, you know. Sometimes.
Yeah, and I play the WWE 2K series as well, and I played every single one that's came out all the way back to like 14 when there was another company making the game. And maybe even before that. But the one thing I always loved is the created characters that you can download online and play online. And there's some fucking amazing creators that put out like lifelike wrestlers and lifelike characters. And it's awesome.
I'm going to be a talk slut here. What's the status? He's great at his creations. WWE 2K22 has had great creations, and he's also had a lot of different like models of wrestlers that you couldn't normally play as in the game, and then like he's added so much to the game. He's made it so playable. I'm kind of curious to see what he does for 2K23. I'm
really excited too, man. Like, just the base game itself for 23 looks leaps and bounds better than 22.
Yeah.
And the story, I guess the showcase is going to be awesome. I'm not much of a Cena fan, but I'm excited to see what they do with it. But then also like the storyline, the My Rise storyline that they're doing, I think is going to be awesome. They're going to change up a whole bunch of stuff. The engine's going to be way faster. Load screens are going to be shorter. I'm excited for it.
I'm not a My Faction guy. The card portion of the game is just not my thing. That should be just nothing but its standalone thing. And I don't like the thing that they did with it in 2K22 where they locked certain models to that particular game mode and you couldn't play them in any other game mode. And that's what What's the Status was doing. He was taking those game models so that way you could play as like Becky Lynch or something from like 2014 or whatever, and you can play them on Exhibition or Universe mode. But they didn't allow that in the stock game, which was very infuriating.
Yeah, it was. And I hadn't played my faction in a long time, and I actually hadn't played 22 in a long time, and I was just like, let's get back into it because 23's coming out, and so I got back into it, and then I had a whole bunch of unlocks from my faction, so I went boom, 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 and it became like all these alternative costumes. Like, I mean, that's cool, but why didn't they put that in the base game?
Right. And what's so hard about them to put that in the base game? Like, they are developers. They are guys and women that do this on the reg. You know what I mean? It shouldn't take much to do that. And I don't think it's more or less their ability to do it. I think it's just the way to get you to play that mode.
Yeah, well, that and pay to play, right? That's
Pay
what
to
they're
play.
starting. Yeah, pay to play. If you want, like, I had to buy the whole NWO pack just to fucking get NWO as unlockable characters. Like, it's bullshit.
Video games are not what they were even 10 years ago. I got to say, within the last, I would say, I guess you could say decade, in the last 10 years, it's slowly progressed to a lot of pay to play. You want to unlock these skins? Too bad. You can't unlock them. You got to buy them now. Forget it. You know, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the original, came out back in 2009, that game, you could prestige so many times. You could unlock all this different shit. And it was because you put the work in. You progressed. It wasn't like, oh, mommy, can I have $50 to buy this new skin for my game? No. Now you have to do that. You know? And it's like, I don't like that. I want to see video games stray away from this pay-to-play crap. You know, the microtransactions and all that have ruined video gaming, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels this way.
I agree wholeheartedly with you. Have you played the new Modern Warfare 2?
No, I have not. So I don't know if I'm ever going to play it. I don't know if I want to buy it, but I've heard people say that it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. The only problem that I have with it is if you want to unlock certain guns, it's like you have to get to this certain level on a gun that's not even in the class that you want, right? So if you want to, like for me, I'm a heavy machine gun. I love heavy machine guns, dude. But I have to use a marksman rifle to unlock this other weapon. And then once I get to that weapon, I have to unlock a certain thing out of that weapon in order to get the machine gun that I want. Like, I don't want to fucking do all that. Let me have my machine guns. Let me level up my machine guns. When I get to that certain level on the machine gun, I can unlock the next one.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It causes issues for everybody. Video games is supposed to be so that way it's your escape from reality, right? No matter if it's like a game like Minecraft where you're just creating worlds or anything like that, or if you want to play like Call of Duty, or if you want to even dive into some Grand Theft Auto or wrestling games or football. It's your way of getting out of reality and then doing your own thing. And then all of a sudden you got like these like restrictions and stuff, and now they want more money out of you. Okay, you paid like $60-$70 for a game, and now they're like squeezing $5 out of you to get some like DLC. And it's just like, dude, can we stop doing that? Like, it's not the same as it was, man. It's just sad.
Yeah, what irks me is like I, if I want to play Minecraft on a PC, right? I have to choose if I want what edition I want, Java or Bedrock. If I buy one, I can't play the other. If I buy the other, I can't play the one. If I buy them both collectively, I can't play it on my Xbox. Like, you're pulling money, you're systematically pulling $60 out of me to play it on a console, and it's 2 editions, literally 2 editions.
Yeah, and that's just it, man. I mean, how much are you willing to pay for one video game? At the end of the day, some of the DLC, you're probably paying in total maybe almost $150-$200 for one game. And it's just like, dude.
Yeah, pre-order for 2K23 was $119, and you're not getting a lot of it. Okay, so the pre-orders aren't what they used to be for 2K. Like, I remember you could go to GameStop and be like, dude, I want to pre-order this game, and you're coming out with a box like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're getting autographs, you're getting merch, you're getting super card QR codes, and now it's like you're just getting DLC.
Now you're getting bent over and just fucked in the ass by the game developers, because and I'll always equate this to anything else. The more that they see people do it, they're gonna keep doing it anyways. Like Grand Theft Auto Online, people have been buying shark cards left and right because you have to grind hardcore in that game in order to buy like the big old mansions or whatever the hell you gotta buy, apartments, and then like all these fancy cars they come out with updates. You got to spend like millions of dollars in-game money, and the only way to really get that without putting the grind in, if you work a normal 40 to 45 hour job a week, You can't put all that time into video games.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy the shark cards.
Yeah, well, except for me, like I'm retired and disabled.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got
that's what I'm
time.
saying. Yeah, you got time, but like some of us don't have time. We we got other things going on. And me personally, I never bought a shark card like that game. I stopped playing online. Then all of a sudden you got griefers on there. They're like hacking the game, or they're just like coming in, and as soon as you spawn, you get shot and killed or run over by a fucking car. It's like I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And when I stopped playing GTA was the moment where I was getting grief killed all the time, just over and over and over. 15 minutes straight, and I was like, no. And then the guy who was doing it was like, "Welcome to GTA." I was like, "Fuck you, man."
Welcome
I was
to
like,
GTA.
I was like, you make it so it's not enjoyable for other people.
Well, that's just it. It's not enjoyable because a lot of people do that. It doesn't matter. And then we go, oh, and I love this. I love this one. I love this this rebuttal to this. Well, you know, there's a private server, right? Okay, then what the fuck am I playing online for if I'm just gonna be playing by myself? Let's just play single player then.
Yeah, yeah, and the people that you want to play with aren't online at the time. So,
Well, that's just it. Like, I'm more. I guess you could call me an old school gamer, but like, I won't play online too much, if at all, unless there's people I know like playing with me. I just don't care to play with strangers because I've played enough games online where the strangers fuck up your whole thing. Like the mission just gets screwed up because they either like back in Grand Theft Auto 4 there were missions, and there was this one with a helicopter, and the last part of the mission you had to land the helicopter. Guess what they started doing? You get the whole mission done. You spend all the time to do the mission. At the last moment, when you're about to get some money, they fucking crash the helicopter and fail the whole thing. What? You just wasted my time. I thought we were all taking it seriously, but not anymore. No, this one guy.
that's how I am with Minecraft, man. Like, you know, I know a lot of people in your play style is your play style, man. But I have a certain like time frame in which I want to do things, and like so. One of the things is you go kill the fucking dragon, right? You kill the dragon, you unlock the end, you can go loot however much, right? So I was playing along with some friends. I'm like, hey, do you want to go? We'll do the Ender Dragon stuff. Oh no, I don't want to do it right now. And I waited a month, and I was like, all right, I can't wait no more. And then when I went to go kill them, they got mad. Like,
Oh shit! Of course.
like, why? Why are you getting mad? Because I decided that I didn't want to wait for you anymore after 2 months of playing a fucking game when normally I would have done this within the first 3 days.
Yep. Exactly. Video games are supposed to be enjoyable, not stressful. Shouldn't be stressful, unless you like those kind of games where they stress you out. You know.
No, I'm too old for all that stress bullshit. I got gray in my beard, dude.
Yeah. When you start seeing the grays, it's over, right?
Yeah, it's like, all right, I gotta eliminate this stress. It's not worth my time or energy.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, we're coming up to a little over an hour, man. It doesn't even feel like an hour, but I know it goes by quickly when you're having fun. So,
Yeah.
you have anything else you want to tell people before we start signing off here?
Well, you know, I think that I had a blast. I had a great time. Essentially, what I tell people is that there's nothing you can't fucking achieve if you put your mind to it, right? And when I mean put your mind to it, I mean like don't let nobody fucking tell you can't do anything, because you won't.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I always, again, we come full circle here. Just if you want to start something, whether it be podcast, whether it be a band, just fucking do it. Don't worry about the equipment. That comes later. Just do what you want to do. Just get your creativity out there, start something of your own, and make sure you keep at it. Because if you don't and you let things go to the wayside, you will not see progress. And you want to see progress.
Absolutely. You'll never know if you're good at something or if you suck at something unless you do it. And if you suck at something, you can always get better at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank you for coming on to the show, man. Thank you for being my first remote guest here on Cybergasm with Sean Young today, here on the M-Balm Effects. And you can catch the main show on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as we all sit in here and dive into what's wrong with society and all the social media posts that are crazy and everything else in between.
I had a blast. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. I'm sure we'll be doing more of this. For all those of you, you can always check out the M-Balm Effect by going to the M-Balm Effect Facebook page, share, like, and follow. And then go to the YouTube channel. Give us a like, subscribe, and hit that bell for all the good times. Get all your updates on there. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Go check out Sean. His
Do it.
podcast is Sitting with Sean. As always, man, I will be checking out your show and seeing what you got going on, seeing your growth as time goes on.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
All right. We will see you live this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the main show of the M-Balm Effect. Thank you, Sean. This is the M-Balm Effect. Bye.
The M-Balm Effect.